Little liquid courage, because some of you are gonna get pretty mad at me. We're going raw today. No lighting, no good camera quality, because I cannot figure out the lighting in this room. Shouldn't matter though, because this is a tier list, and as you know, I'm soon gonna be a little box. You clicked on the video, so you know what this is. I'm gonna be ranking the One Piece arcs through the Fishman Island saga. So let's get started with some liquid courage. Oh yeah. Oh. Alright, so if you've been following the channel for a while, you may know that I've already done a tier list like this before, about 7 months ago, up through the Water 7 saga, but I'm gonna be re-ranking a lot because my opinions have changed. So as you can see, we have 25 arcs to go through, and let's just get started from the top. So Romance Dawn, I'm gonna say, is Warlord status. Pretty much the lowest it can be, except being East Blue Kobe, which only one arc will be. Next up we have Orange Town, which I'm gonna put at Admiral rank. I think that's fair. I like this arc. It isn't that good, but it introduces Buggy, who only becomes more important as the story goes on. And it's a nice little Straw Hat crew, first time around, Zoro, Nami. I don't know, I think it's fun. And pretty early on in our journey, we come to the worst arc, which is Syrup Village. It's not horrible. It's not like a really bad story. It's just by far the worst one out of all of these for me. I should preface, this is all personal opinion, my person, not him. He's not a person. I don't even know what he is. Then we jump from the worst arc in the first saga to the best arc in the first saga, which might be a little controversial, but I'm gonna say I like Baratier more than I like Arlong Park. That hasn't changed. I just love it. I love Baratier, okay? I'm sorry. I know, but I love it. Then we have Log Town, which I think is a solid Admiral, oh, why'd I pick such a hard word for me to pronounce? Admiral, and it's definitely better than Orange Town for sure. Then Reverse Mountain, I'm gonna say is Warlord, better than Romance Dawn. I think it's just more fun. You have the full crew. I mean, Romance Dawn has that nice origin story, but you also have East Blue Kobe, and just the crew's not really together. It's good. It's just not as good. Whiskey Peak, I'm also gonna put in Admiral above Orange Town. Whiskey Peak is pretty... This Admirable... God, fuck. This section here is probably gonna be the biggest, so I think Whiskey Peak is... These are probably the bottom two, Orange Town and Whiskey Peak. Then next up, Little Garden. This is one that actually fell pretty hard for me. I recently rewatched Little Garden and I fucking hated it. I remember, I think I had this in either the second highest or the third highest. So it's fallen a lot. It just isn't, I don't know what I was thinking. I think the Zoro cake bit, the sword, like posing for a statue, just really resonated with me. I don't know, like, I love that bit, but everything about this arc, and I mean, Usopp and the Giants, and I think I had just come off of watching Enies Lobby, so I was riding that high of, oh, Usopp with the Giants, it started here. But the arc taken as a whole is just so boring, and I like Mr. 3 in Impel Down, which we will get to, but in this, it's just, I was watching this with my girlfriend for the first time, and I felt bad putting her through this, so... A feeling I haven't felt since Syrup Village. Drum Island is another one that I'm also changing, and for the better. I think Drum Island is a solid A. Another one I just rewatched, and I think it's fantastic. I think I had this either in the C tier or the D tier, but it's fantastic. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I just... The one thing I hate about it is Wapol. He's terrible. I think everyone can agree he's terrible, but he's not in it as much as I remembered he was, which is what kind of soured me on the memory. Drum Island rules. Alabasta, Alabasta, Alabasta. Easy King. That's Easy King. Oh, I forgot this should be King of the Pirates. Whoop. I fucked that up. Easy King of the Pirates. Jaya is another one that has dropped for me, but not a real significant fall. I had it here, the very bottom of the B tier. Now I'm putting it at the very top of the C tier. It's just good. It's just solid, you know? I don't know why. It's not necessarily that I don't like it as much. I just think that there's so many good arcs that Jaya just can't stay in that tier. Okay. Skypiea. I really, come on, move over. I just really don't like Skypiea. And I should say, this is all anime. This is all the anime. I've not read the manga. This is just the opinion of an anime-only watcher. So, Skypiea, I'm not looking forward to rewatching it for the third time. I've watched it twice. I've given it 2 chances. Long Ring Long Land is another one I had really high up on my list, and I think I must have been on crack cocaine, because this one is easily... is it the worst? It's funny. Water 7, I mean, come on. I think I gave Water 7 my highest rank. This thing just won't fucking move. I think I gave Water 7 my highest ranking the last time around, which I can make a case for. I fucking love Water 7 so much. I think it's the best setting in the entire series by far. At the time, I was blown away every step of the way. It was everything I wanted One Piece to be. Everything I was hoping to see from One Piece was in Water 7, but I've thought on it. It's been some time. I've taken a moment. I've taken a step back to reassess myself and my mistakes. And I gotta say, Enies Lobby is just better, and if only this program would let me show you how much better it is. Let me try doing that. Haha. Yeah, I mean, Enies Lobby, what do I have to say? What can I say that hasn't been said? I want to fucking live, baby. Live at the very top of the charts. Then there's Post Enies Lobby, which is also so goddamn good, better than it has any right to be. Better than Drum Island, I think. It's a fantastic epilogue arc that really doesn't have much of a story, but sets up like an infinity of possibilities for the overall narrative. Without Post Enies Lobby, I don't know what One Piece would have done. Like, it's so important, even though it's just everyone chilling in the best shirts ever. Shirts that I want to own, which I probably could... Hold on. Oh, yeah. Oh, I could own these. Oh, low price. And Garp, dude. And Kobe shows back, not East Blue Kobe. Big, strong Kobe who can use shave and zip around. And you get the introduction of Dragon, and you meet Whitebird for the first time, and we're told about the 4 Emperors, and we're told about the New World. Thriller Bark. It's better. Thriller Bark is better than Skypiea for me. The beginning is so funny with entering the horror island, and I'm a sucker for horror. I love horror, so playing with those elements in One Piece was really fun for me. I just hate Moria, and I think I hate every single villain in this arc except for Perona, whose laugh is kind of annoying, but not nearly as annoying as Moria or Hogbacks. The fight with Kuma and Zoro at the very end is so good. Like, there's parts of Thriller Bark that I really love. I just think everything involving Moria was disappointing for me. I didn't connect with him. I wish I did. I wish I liked him. I just didn't connect with him. This isn't easy for me to say. Saobody Archipelago is the best. It's the best. It's the best. I didn't think an arc could be better than Water 7, let alone Enies Lobby. And oh my god, I love Saobody Archipelago so much. It starts off so with Duval's flying fish riders. It's just like kind of whatever. But even that turns into like the best thing ever later on. The worst generation, Rayleigh, what we hear about Roger from Rayleigh, the hints about like the history of the world, the slave market, Kami, Hauppauge, oh my god, how am I forgetting his name? No. Hachi, the Celestial Dragons, the introduction of Law and Captain Kidd. I mean, the ending of the arc where they're fighting the pacifistas and then Kizaru shows up and they all get separated, and it's so sad. Not to mention the setting and just the crew dynamic. This is the first arc with the full crew, and it ends in tragedy, but I don't know. I just really like Saobody Archipelago. As you can tell, I think it's fantastic. I think it's peak One Piece. I don't think anything has been better so far. Okay, Amazon Lily. Good. It's fine. The introduction of Boa Hancock is good. Like, I like her as a character. It's the first arc that it's just Luffy kind of running around, which is a little weird for this series, but no, I think it works. Impel Down. What a fucking roller coaster. I'm putting Impel Down below Baratier and Arlong Park, maybe with the exception of Drum Island. This entire row might as well be tied for me. I really love all of these. I mean, I love Drum Island too, duh. I love most of these arcs. So you know which one I don't love. But I love most of these arcs. I just think Drum Island's just, if these were all A's, Drum Island's maybe an A-. Besides the point. I mean, Thriller Bark just has so much. I mean, it's a Luffy prison break-in to break out Ace, which is already like a dope concept. It's a reunion of so many characters I never thought I'd see again. Mr. 2, Mr. 3, Buggy, Crocodile, even goddamn Mr. 1's here. Like, it's just a who's who of characters essentially from Alabasta that are all back again for more, and the introduction of Ivan, and the introduction of Jinbei, and just the fight with Magellan, and the confrontation with Blackbeard and Luffy when Luffy realizes that he's met Blackbeard before, and just the setting is leaves a little to be desired. It kind of just feels like they set up a really cool setting, and then we're like, whatever. We'll make one of the levels cool, and the others will just all be bland. It's not the best, but it's up there. Like, I really had fun watching Impel Down. I really, really loved it. Maybe over time it'll go up. I can't imagine the arc going down. I can only imagine it going up. Marineford. Now, I'm nervous about this one. This is the one I've really, really been nervous about. I know people really love this arc, and I really love it too. I don't think it's the best arc. I don't think it's the best. I think it's in the top 4. I think it's fantastic. I think it's better than Alabasta. I just don't think it's better than Water 7, Enies Lobby, or Saobody Archipelago. Like, it's a cool big fight arc. I like cool big fight things, but how can it be the best arc without all the characters that make One Piece so great? You know? Like, Zoro's not in it, Sanji, Chopper, Usopp, Nami, Frankie, Robin, Brook. They're not here. I can't say that Marineford is the best arc if it's missing 8 out of 9 of the characters that make One Piece so fantastic. But it's fucking dope, and that's why it's the King of the Pirates level, because the battle is insanely cool. Whitebeard is one of my favorite characters. Duh. The battles are absolutely intense. So this is stuff that I didn't think I'd ever see in One Piece, especially like, I mean, not early, because we're 500 episodes in, but relatively early in the story comparatively. And just the fight with Whitebeard, Luffy charging in to save Ace. Garp in this arc makes me cry so much. Obviously, the elephant in the room is the Ace death, which I appreciated when it happened because this series doesn't kill people off. It just didn't really emotionally resonate with me, which I know upsets a lot of people, but retroactively, I really, really like this a lot more after the post-war arc. It's just at the time, it doesn't really resonate with me. I feel like you need the context of post-war for it to really impact, at least me. In being fair in the context of things, if there was never a post-war arc, Ace's death would mean less to me. I'm sorry. I know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been told I'm a heartless, cold man, and I've pissed a lot of people off, and I'm sorry. But this is it. I think this is a good placement for me. Speaking of post-war, so this is the top. This is the top of the Admirals. I said it right. It was cool seeing Luffy's origin story. I think it was much needed to see Luffy and Ace growing up together and really fleshing out that relationship and what they mean to each other. The introduction of Sabo was a little weird, but I don't know, it didn't offend me that Sabo exists. Well, actually it did, but I kind of got over it, and I ended up liking him enough as a character that I'm able to forgive it. But post-war isn't all about the flashback. We got a lot of setup for the time skip. We see where everyone's gonna be during that time skip. Rayleigh shows up again and is like, hey Luffy, let's train. And Luffy's like, oh yeah. Cool, I like that. And we get the Garp confrontation with Dadan, which once again made me cry. I have nothing bad to say about the post-war arc. I just don't think it's top tier. I just think it's good. You know, there's nothing wrong with just being good. Okay, so that brings us to all the pre-time skip arcs. I'm looking at this, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything I want to move around. I think I'm gonna be kinder to Thriller Bark than I was. I don't think it's a much improved position, but you know, I give it some credit. I'm giving it more credit, I think. I think I was being a little hard on it before. I'm moving it up just a smidge. And when I moved it up, I'm still moving it down because I think the Return to Saobody arc is solid. Do I think it's better than Logtown? Yeah, I think it's better than Logtown. And you know what? I think Amazon Lily is better than Logtown too, okay? There's not much to say about Return to Saobody, which is kind of what makes it so good. It's just the crew gathering after 2 years, and I'm just a dumb sucker for a post-time skip arc where you see everyone's new clothes and slightly different bodies. I loved it. It was great. And then everyone's together again, and they dive into the sea, into the long-awaited Fishman Island arc. And Fishman Island, come on, you're ruining my thing. I think Fishman Island is better than Skypiea. There are things to like about the Fishman Island arc. I think if the Fishman Island arc was really just a visit down to Fishman Island and you got to see Jinbei's whole flashback thing and there was just a little bit more of a conflict, then I think I would have liked it a lot more. I just feel like this arc lives or dies by Horty Jones. He didn't work for me. I understand he may work for other people. I like the message of this arc. I think it's probably the most powerful message of any One Piece arc that was built up for arcs and arcs previously, so it makes sense. It doesn't feel super preachy. I really appreciate it. It just, you know, there's good stuff about it though. Jinbei joining the crew, fantastic. I love him. I'm excited to see him in the mix. Fishman Island just kind of feels a lot like the problems I have with Thriller Bark, where it's really good beginning, really good ending, and the middle climax just isn't that engaging for me. I feel like I'm just rambling about Fishman Island. It's the freshest one to me, maybe that's why it's so low, maybe if I revisit it later on, it'll rise up. But for now, this is my rankings. These are what they look like. I don't think this is a bad ranking. I think this is a pretty good ranking. But what do you think? Would you change anything here? Have I been too harsh or too kind to any specific arcs? Please let me know, and just so you know, my One Piece coverage will be back next week when I start Punk Hazard. Thank you for watching this, and until that next video, I'll shut up.